Hello there, welcome back to the Ogre, the old Git Reacts, Reviews and Off Times Reminisces. Sometimes you get paranoid, don't you, and you think you're being listened to, watched, what have you. Before Christmas I put up a Doctors of Madness video, which I described as Proto-Punk. And then, lo and behold, when I was YouTubing the other day, out of nowhere this pops up. I don't quite know why I clicked on it, but blast is probably enough, to be honest. I mentioned the word blast is enough to get me intrigued. And I clicked on it, I did. And surprised, I was surprised, particularly in relation to the time this was released. The reason I sort of mentioned about being listened to and what have you is because this is described on in the comments on this YouTube video as being proto-punk at a minimum. So let's have a listen, shall we, and see why folks say so. Bear with me. First thing to mention is, much like their name, the band blasted in and blasted out. I think this is the only two songs they ever made, and in recognition of the fact that they seem to have made an impact years and years later. I'm going to do both the songs on here because it only amounts to 7 minutes altogether anyway. So we'll do them both, Damned Flame and Hope. But you can see why people now are sort of acquainting blast with being proto-punk, proto-hardcore, and all sorts of protos being thrown about. Initial listen for me, I would stick with proto-punk predominantly. It sort of reminds me of, at least so far, as a mashup of something like The Fall, Swell Maps, something like The Mob and Flux of Pink Indians all chucked together, really. It's got that sort of dour sound to it. There's a fizz to it, but it's not spitting. It is a scouring sound more than anything else. But let's listen to some more. So those of you that are paying attention will probably chuck in Proto Discharge, certainly as far as the drumming's concerned. And I guess for me, that being contradictory, it depends how old you are as to how much sort of excited you get about how these predate other music, because born when I was, although I didn't hear music like this or exactly like this, elements of it were still there. I mean, this has it's still got a psychedelic edge to it, as far as I'm concerned, and the music, the solo there speaks volumes of psychedelic bands. When I heard it, I thought a little bit of who did I think of? The Pretty Things, when they got a freak on some of their lead guitar work then. So, although it really does, you can't gainsay anybody who's saying it sounds like Proto this, Proto that. The fact remains it also sounds like some contemporary music at the same time, or has elements of it. That's not criticism of any nature, but or of any comment, but it's just how I share my experience of it, if you will. Quite sure when this particular track ends and the next one starts, but regardless of any Proto this, Proto that comparisons, whatever, of its own, it is an energetic little beast, and a quite a dark sounding one, really. There is no sort of sunshine and lollipops about this at all. It's got a definite undertone of the dark, and maybe even a little bit of the sinister about it. I mean, the fellow on the front isn't someone you want to meet in the daylight, let alone on a dark night. So yes, lots of flavours to this. Ostensibly sensible, but not sensible. Ostensibly simple, but it isn't at all. Oh, there's the end of the track.
Don't be
So on this second song, it's still got that sort of abrasiveness, but the drum pattern is markedly different. It's a little bit jazzy, really, comparison to the first track, but still equally as energetic and intriguing. There's something about the lyrics here, the vocals, that reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it. My first thought was it reminded me of something Bill Bailey does when he's doing his musical comparisons when he's in concert. But it's not that, it's something else, and for the life of me I can't think of it. If you can, let me know. So there you go, crackles of the vinyl in all. Second track was more fuzzed out than the first, I think you'd have to agree, and more of a sort of heavy psych sound than the first one. But all the sort of comments that have attracted or have attached to this YouTube video about proto whatevers, you can absolutely take the point. Without getting into the intent of the band, which clearly had no knowledge or no intention of being proto anything, just did their own thing. Who knows what their influences and sort of what they were trying to achieve. What they have achieved is a curious and engaging couple of songs that will probably people at the time they put them out probably didn't gain much traction because it was a bit much, I suppose, in those days for very many people. Although there were plenty of bands out there who were sort of capable of making such a racket and fizzing along like this one did. But nonetheless, those elements people have mentioned on the video are there and undeniable. I don't know how many people have been directly influenced by it. I'm sure somebody will come along and tell me if they feel so minded, but there you go, quite enjoyable and quite as I say, when you if you take it beyond face value and sort of try and join the dots with it as to what went thereafter, it is an enjoyable exercise to do. Anyway, it's prompted me doing this to do another song that's has claims of proto this and proto that all over it, and that'll be the next thing coming. I bet you can't wait. Anyway, clicky bollocks, catch you all next time. Cheerio.